Hi there and welcome to Dinos Vault once again, guys. Today I bring you the first look and sneak preview of the Avenger Street 150. Please note this is not a first ride review because they've told me that I need to wait a few more days before I get to ride it. I will be bringing you my first ride review as soon as I get to ride this cracker of a launch. I get a strong feeling that this bike is going to really set the cat among the pigeons in the Indian mass motorcycle segment. First, let us look at the differences between the Pulsar 150 DTSI and the Street 150. Engine specs are almost the same for both the bikes. We get the same 4-stroke single-cylinder air-cooled DTSI engine, but the power figures are slightly different. The Pulsar puts out a max power of 15.06 PS at 9000 RPM, whereas the Street puts out a max power of 14.54 PS at 9000 RPM. Torque figures remain the same for both the bikes. Ground clearance is surprisingly more for the Street. Street offers 169 millimeters of ground clearance, whereas the Pulsar offers 165 millimeters of ground clearance. Tire sizes are different as well. The Street gets a fatter 130 section rear tire just like the Street 220, whereas the Pulsar gets a 100 by 90 rear tire. Fuel tank capacity is 14 liters for the Street when compared to 15 liters of the Pulsar. Pulsar gets Nitrox shock absorbers at the rear, whereas the Avenger does not. Brakes are similar for both the bikes. The Street 150 is 4 kgs heavier than the Pulsar 150, but surprisingly it feels lighter when you're pushing it around. But let me tell you guys, I have so far owned a Pulsar 150, a Pulsar 180 and an Avenger 220. And I know how each one of them ride. So going by the throttle response, I noted while giving the exhaust note for the Street 150, I feel it is going to be an out and out delight just like the Street 220. The clutch also felt very light to operate. The seat again is very comfortable because this one gets the same dual density foam seat like the 220, which is very comfortable. Apart from the aforementioned, other noteworthy changes on the Street 150 include a new engine configuration to go with the motorcycle's cruiser character. It is supposed to offer up to 10% higher torque than Pulsar 150 in the low to mid range. It gets a larger air filter to improve the overall NVH levels. We also get a 38 teeth rear sprocket for better low and mid range performance. We get a maintenance free battery. The second spring rate in the rear suspension has been changed to prevent bottoming out on bad roads. We also get a new drive chain with an improved lifespan of 15 to 20%, and we also get an improved capacitor discharge ignition for better throttle response and reduced NVH levels. Next up, we'll also look at the differences between the Street 150 and the Street 220, excluding the engine specs, of course. The Street 150 is 2 kgs lighter than the Street 220. The wheelbase of the 150 is shorter by 10 millimeters when compared to that of the 220. The 220 Street gets a 260 mm disc up front, whereas the 150 gets a 240 mm disc up front. Going by the prices announced at the time of the launch, the price difference between both the models is around 10k. Design wise, the Street 150 looks exactly similar to its elder sibling, the Street 220. The black theme adopted looks spectacular. The rubber bellows on the suspension look great as well. The white hue headlamp looks awesome along with the blackened instrument cluster. Coming to the profile, the dark custom theme adopted really comes alive with the black alloy wheels, the blackened engine, the black suspension forks and springs, and the new exhaust as well as the newly designed pillion grab bar. At the back, the tail lamp looks pretty much the same as that of the preceding model, but we do get clear lens indicators with the new Avengers. The new Avenger insignia looks absolutely spot on and classy. The GT stripes on the tank as well as front and rear mudguards look superb. The fuel lid also looks to be of better quality. The instrument console now gets a digital odometer and trip meter. The fuel gauge and the speedo remain analog as that of the preceding model. The highlight, however, has to be the new midnight blue paint scheme that makes this design look absolutely stunning. Talking about the mileage claim, there's no official mileage claim as of such, so I cannot comment on that, but usually Bajaj is quite mindful of our nation's obsession with fuel efficiency, and their bikes always offer decent economy. My Pulsar 150 used to offer around 55 to 60 kmpl, so I expect this bike too to offer decent mileage. Please do go through my mileage tips mentioned in the description portion below. And price ex-showroom Hyderabad is rupees 76,443. So that's pretty much it. I just hope you found this video useful. Until next time, this is Dino saying ciao. Take care, God bless, and ride safe.